Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
And I'm feeling good.
I don't believe in life after death because it's all myth, and all these years there's been no hard evidence or facts.
Because when you die, you die.
Because it's kind of scary to think that when you die, that's it.
We began our journey by visiting Woodford Spiritualist Church. It was here that we were to experience a spiritualist service firsthand. We also had the chance to speak to a guest medium.
My name is Sandy Wilkinson. I have been involved in spiritualism for 30 odd years.
Can you just explain what the spiritual church does?
A spiritual church, its aim is to prove to people that there is a life after death. When they give messages, like you saw earlier, that the medium is making direct contact with basically the dead person, the person that's gone to spirit.
How did you personally get into spiritual?
How long have you got?
As long as you like.
That was about 30 odd years ago.
So would you say you've had any bad experiences or any negative experience, or is it all okay?
I always work with positive spirits. Most churches or spiritual places will say there's no such thing as a nasty energy, but it's life. There's nasty people that you talk to. There's always something.
So what do you believe happens to someone when they die?
What happens? Well, obviously the body has got a problem, the heart doesn't function, and they often show me within a message, it didn't happen today, but they show me the bits closing down, like the heart stops, the lungs stop, the whatever, it all sort of packs in. The spirit lifts. It's very much like the films you see. You just see these wisps coming out the body. And I know that there will always be somebody from the spirit world, like, for argument's sake, you know, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister.
So what would you say to someone who doesn't believe in it?
I never force my religion on anybody. Everybody's got to find out for themselves what is right for them, what sits right for them. I've got a few people around me in my life that don't want to know, and that's fine. They'll come around, we'll have a meal together, we don't have to talk about it. But it's strange, you know, in those situations, I know that in time they will come to me and say, what happens?
You find it like rewarding, like giving people these like messages and stuff?
I think it's absolutely wonderful because people that are in need get what they want, hopefully. To say, when I first started, I didn't think I had any ability at all. But because I opened my mind to the fact that there was spirit people, then you do develop that. So anybody can be taught, I believe.
Okay, so overall question, do you believe there's life after death?
Definitely. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, and I wouldn't have done sort of 30 years of working with people. Just all the experiences.
I don't know what there is like after death, but I think that there's something. I don't think it just ends right there. I think there is obviously other things, but I don't know what.
You die, your spirit has got to go somewhere, so it's going to go up to heaven or, you know, or into somebody else.
After speaking to members of the church, we were encouraged to go visit our local spiritualist, Bernice Romaine.
Hello, I'm Bernice. I was a medium, now I'm a large.
What would you say to someone who doesn't believe? Is there any proof?
Oh, that's something that you're always trying to combat. Someone who doesn't believe, it's difficult to convince anyway, because they want everything in the physical sense, and when someone's contacting you from the spirit world, you can't just make them turn up in a body. So you've then got to give, evidence of survival is what spiritualism tries to come up with all the time. Answers like when you see a medium come to a person who maybe lost a partner, and they're grieving and they're thinking, where have they gone? They come along to maybe the church, see a medium, and a medium comes up with, their person linking in with them, and they give a description of the person, maybe what they died of and what happened. I tend not to work like that. Everyone wants to be convinced, yeah? But I don't think that someone coming through saying, oh, your nan had a blue rinse and she had her hair, she wore rollers. To me, that's not evidence of survival. And the spirit on the other side doesn't always want to give a name, or dates. Because on the other side, that's kind of lifted away from you, that burden of... So it's kind of really difficult, but proving it for someone who doesn't believe is very important. But you'll still get sceptics that will say, even though you've given the name, the road they lived on, or what they look like, or events in their life, they'll still say, yeah, but you might have picked that up from my mind, I might have been thinking that. So it's really difficult to convince a sceptic.
Have you ever had any bad experiences practicing spiritualism from any negative spirits?
Never, not one. They wouldn't dare come near me anyway, but I'm not saying they don't exist.
And finally, do you believe in life after death, and why?
Well, obviously I believe in life after death, and the reason I believe is because I've seen it. But I can't, paint you a picture of it here, but I see it in there. Not everybody is born with that intuitive sense. So obviously that's why you get sceptical people, and I totally appreciate that. My whole life, all I've ever wanted to do was give that knowledge to other people. My gift was given to me not for financial gain, not for notoriety. I don't want to write books. I don't want to teach it. I give it away naturally through my intention. When you go into spiritualism like I have, or opening up your awareness, you kind of go to different levels, and it is all very interesting. So that's my proof. That's what I believe, and I will go around telling everybody, because I'm not ashamed to admit. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. You're on the start of your journey. But as you go through life, you'll find that you'll have experiences, and sometimes things will happen to you over and over again, and you'll say, why does this keep happening to me? What have I done to deserve this? Well, in a way, it's your soul saying to you, you haven't learned when I delivered it to you the last time. Learn and grow and move on. But that's the tip of the iceberg. We could be here forever. But I hope I've given you some things to work with, you know.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky.